Starting with custom GPTs and ChatGPTs, this is what I did. The very first bot that I built was the Systemology bot, which I took my book, my transcripts from different workshops, I scraped our website, I took information about different products, loaded it all into this custom GPT, and then I shared it with the team. That was kind of like the first level one. Then level two was we started to create bots that were specific for each different department. So I had a sales assistant bot, a marketing bot, and each bot was trained on the information to do with that specific department. Then I started to get a little bit smarter and thought, oh, you know what it is here? The best outcome on custom GPTs comes from narrowing, not dumping everything in and saying, here, this generalized bot, by saying, what's one thing I'm doing here where I have an SOP, where I have a clear process, where I've got a clear input and I want a clear output. Then I built ProcessPal. This is going back, we're well over a year at this point in time, but ProcessPal has been a bit of a game changer. This is what killed that part of my business. One GPT basically replaced or eradicated the need for that department. That's just one GPT. I know those members inside the Systems Champion Academy have access to this one, and it's been a little bit of a game changer. Dump a transcript in, get a beautiful documented process out the other side. It's changed the way that systemology works and the way that building a systemized business works, because it was the friction point. Everybody got stuck and stumbled when it came to actually writing the SOPs. Now that's gone. Now I've since gone on beyond that, and now, and I'll show you in systemHUB here. So inside our systemHUB in here, I've got this new section called systems. And it's a combination, but the bit I want to draw your attention to is this GPTs and prompts. Now, because we test a whole bunch of different custom GPTs, I save the instructions for our custom GPTs and put them in here for my team. And then I build them in certain platforms, and then we share them amongst the team. So that way the team can start to play around with them. But basically, it's the same structure as you're familiar with in systemology with the different departments. But underneath these now, I start to have various different custom GPTs to do certain things. And these start to get built out. Now, building them is one thing. The last thing that you need to do is then make sure that it's easy for the team to use. That was the big gap. Like, I've been talking and banging onto the team for ages. We've got to use this more. We've got to use these tools more. And some of them got it. They used it a little bit here and there. But when it started to change is when we started to put it into the steps in our SOPs. When we put it in the links in our descriptions inside our project management, where we go, step 2. This is, and I'll show you this one later. This is a custom GPT for following up and drafting an email after someone talks to one of our sales team about joining the Systems Champion Academy. We take the transcript, we feed it into the custom GPT. It drafts the email to the client based on everything that they've said from that call. It feeds what their goals are and things into the email. So now it's incredibly easy. It's a single use case GPT that helps the team write really great email replies at the speed of AI. And that bit around having it under the nose of the team is key. It's the same as your SOPs. You need it never more than one click away from the moment it's needed. And then the last thing I've done is I got inspired by Henry Ford. Henry Ford sued the Chicago Tribune in 1916 because they said he was ignorant. And they took him to court. They said he was ignorant, and then he sued them for defamation. And then when he went to court, they started asking him a whole bunch of questions that were general knowledge type questions, and he couldn't answer them. And then they were like, see, he's ignorant. And then he said, why would I fill my brain with useless general knowledge when I've got a button here that I can press in my office and I can dial through to the right team member and they will help me to answer that question if I need to answer stupid, trivial questions. He ended up winning the case, but that idea of never being more than one click away stuck with me. So then I ended up buying one of these. And I'll just show you here. It's one of these here. It sits on my desk, and these are all shortcuts to different custom GPTs and bots that I have here for different use cases. So in the moment where I go, oh, I'm about to reply to this person or this thing, okay, let me just jump straight through to the custom GPT that helps me to do that. The bit that to make this really work that you'll have to think about is how can you make it so easy and frictionless for someone to go straight to the AI. The team want this, they want things to be easy. They want to get work done quicker and more efficient. It's the friction that kills it and gets in the way of people doing it. So if you can remove that friction, you'll start to increase adoption and get the team on board. That's how I almost remove my own friction. I haven't bought a Stream Deck for all of my staff. This is for me, but we do build it into the SOPs and put it in the different descriptions for the various tasks in our Asana and wherever we can. Now, some businesses, they might even go that step beyond. And if you're out in the field, you print the QR code and you stick it on the piece of machinery where that custom GPT would be relevant, maybe not. I haven't gone that far down because we're like an online business, but I know from an SOP perspective that works, and a lot of our clients do that if it's in the field, and they'll link to the SOP. But then in the SOP as well, if it's relevant or where relevant, you link to the custom GPTs. That was a clip taken from our Systems Champion Academy, which is the world's first and only community designed for systems champions and business owners to help them build the business of their dreams. We really focus on getting your processes done, getting the team on board, and building it so that the business is free of the business owner. To find out more, head over to systemology.com/systemschamp, and I'm looking forward to seeing you in the community.